Season's greetings, everyone, from your friendly neighborhood gamer mouse. Hopefully I don't sound too sick, but I want this done before or on Christmas. We'll see if that actually happens. I was going to play some obscure Christmas game for Classic Max, but strangely enough I couldn't seem to find anything. Besides Holiday Lemmings, anyways. I could find an old Mac game about Lunda Carnivalin of all things, but not Christmas. Maybe next year I'll find something, someone will suggest something, or I'll go to another platform for one. If I have to. However, I'll still give you some tips and programs for making your classic Macintosh festive for the holidays. First, even if it's not a Christmas-themed game, fire up your old games around the holidays, or on the holiday itself. Christmas is the most common, but it might work with other holidays. I know for certain Dark Castle gets more festive, the Munchers games have Santa hats added, and Spaceward Ho gives your home planet a Santa hat. Try out some of your favorite games, see if they have little holiday Easter eggs. So to speak. It's a great excuse to fire up those games you haven't touched in years. Now to the actual applications. I couldn't find a desk accessory, but all of our programs do work on OS 7 or later, and most also work in monochrome, so these will work on most Macintosh computers. One of the programs is a port of a desk accessory, but unfortunately I couldn't find the original. One day I'll get to cover desk accessories in more detail, but they were basically mini programs for System 6 and older. The first Macs didn't really multitask yet, mainly due to lack of memory, but desk accessories were small enough to run alongside the real big boy programs. More memory and the advent of Multifinder kinda made desk accessories useless, so they're a bit of a relic, even by my standards. But that's a little bit of a tangent, let's get into the good stuff here. Snow 2.0 through 2.4 is a 1995 application by Dave Worker. 2.4 works on macOS 7 or later, 2.2 is supposed to work on any Mac, but seemed to make Mini VMac crash for some reason, and 2.0 works just fine. It does exactly what it sounds like, it makes it snow on your computer screen and plays little sleigh bell noises if you wanted to, along with letting you set how much snow there is. On macOS 7 and later it overlays over the Finder, you can have it operate like a screensaver, only snowing when idle. And since QuickTime supports OS 7 and later, it can also play MIDI files, coming with a collection of Christmas tunes. They don't emulate the best, but there you are. Hark the Herald Angels Sing sounds incredibly boisterous, like I'm about to play a Wing Commander knockoff or something. So, while we didn't get a desk accessory, we did get a pre-macOS 7 program, a Sanity Saver as it calls itself, to spruce up even your oldest Macs with. But now we move to our oldest piece of software here from 1993. Yes, our oldest isn't the most compatible. Xmas Lights 1.1 from Robert L. Matthews of Tiger Technologies, which is now a web hosting company. This is a control panel, which unfortunately means that, to remove the lights entirely, the control panel must be removed from its folder. But it doesn't get in the way of using an application, it strings lights up on your menu bar and doesn't place itself over your windows. It's very unobtrusive that way. The settings are very simple. You can have the lights flash individually, all at once, which I wouldn't recommend, a bulb chase, which is probably my favorite, and Xmas Light Chaos, which makes all the lights randomly change color entirely. As the help puts it, try doing that with real Christmas tree lights. Well, you actually can now, so technology's finally caught up with you there. You can also cycle through the patterns or stop the flashing entirely if you want some calm, or if your computer's being slowed down. Nothing fancy, but it looks nice and it's easy to set up, so if you have a computer with macOS 7 to macOS 9, you're good to go. Yes, this does work in monochrome and it looks okay. I don't know. Our next program is essentially a fancier version of Snow titled, Snow. Snow 1.0 Beta, made by Rick Jansen in 1997. They're two different programs, so this 1.0 is newer than the 2.0 or 2.4 we covered earlier. This is what I get myself into. Like the other Snow, this lets snowflakes fall on your screen, but this one has all sorts of settings to have Santa flying across the screen, wind gusts, and snow even collects on the windows and bottom of your screen. It could be a bit intensive, but you can adjust the amount of snow down to none at all, the speed of the snowfall, and how much collects on windows in the bottom of your monitor. You can even adjust things like the size of Santa and his reindeer, and even if Rudolph is leading, adding a little red nose on the front, which is visible even on the tiniest Santa. If you want snow and have a newer classic Macintosh, this is probably the program for you. It's meant as an Apple menu item, but you can just run it directly, no problem. And yes, it does work in monochrome. Our last two programs I'll cover in conjunction: Menuette and Holiday Lights, made in 1999 and 2001 by Tiger Technologies. At least for these particular versions, though judging by Xmas Lights, Menuette's been around for some years before that. So Holiday Lights will literally be an upgraded version of Xmas Lights that runs as an application and not a control panel. I originally planned to show off all the downloaded bulbs from Tiger Technologies' site all at once, but, well, it turns out loading all 800 plus bulb sets I got at once actually caused the bulb factory here to glitch out and show a completely blank list. So I may do a video on those later if people want it, but even on a base install, this thing has plenty of features to go around. It has the same light modes as Xmas Lights, but you can specify the speed, how high priority the lights are, you can import custom MIDI music, set it up as a screensaver, along with screensaver background pictures, and set up when the music plays. There's also enough bulbs in the stock program to set it up for several different holidays, or just for everyday use. You can set up themes to easily switch between. It's a rather full-featured program. As you saw from the bulb archive, there's even the ability to create your own custom bulbs, and a guide that comes with the program for doing so. This and Menuette are also shareware, which were pretty reasonably priced for the time, at $20 US each, and you can use a registration code, right from Tiger Technologies themselves, to register them both for free nowadays. Yeah, the same code works for both programs apparently. Menuette is the reason the menus are quite different on this portion of the video, and like Holiday Lights, there's plenty of customization options, like custom icons, assigning icons to different menus, whether they animate or not, and if they do so all the time. However, even if you don't want icons and think that's just annoying, it has one very nifty feature. What you see is what you get font menus. Yes, you can just scroll through fonts on a classic Mac and see them, no switching between fonts to see what they'll look like, or having to use a special word processing program just to have that feature. So if you're still using classic Mac computers, there's a little Christmas gift to you. You can bet that feature alone got them a lot of business, enough that there's questions about international payments, like this one about Canadian checks. No, 1,000 times no. This is approximately 1,500 times no in Canadian money. Old readmes are great. Speaking of, plenty of the bulb file readmes give snapshots into people's lives, whether it's making quaint country designs, seeing someone's love for Penn State, or bulbs someone had previously hacked in with ResEdit because they were a young teenager who couldn't pay for the software at the time. There's all sorts of stuff here. And, of course, plenty of probably outdated emails and defunct web services. Now including AOL, sadly enough. Takes me back to when they were everywhere. So, if nothing else, all the bulb files might make for a good walk down memory lane. This is Tanara Kuranov signing off, hoping you have, or have already had, a very merry holiday season. Hope to see you again.